If your goal is to be a leader, a thought leader, a leader in your industry, a leader in your business, a leader in a community, you're going to have to break your reliance on AI. Hello and welcome to the Inner Game of Entrepreneurship podcast. I'm your host, Sarah. And today I might hurt your feelings. I don't want to, and I don't mean to, but something that people know if you've worked with me or if you've been around me for a long time is that I do think a hallmark of love is being willing to say hard things to people you care about. And so today I'm going to talk about something that for some of us might be a little hard to hear, but I want you to know that it's coming from a place of love. And it is this: if your goal is to be a leader, a thought leader, a leader in your industry, a leader in your business, a leader in a community, you're going to have to break your reliance on AI. I have lots of feelings about LLMs and generative AI, not the least of which are about their ecological impact. But just on the generic day-to-day life on the internet of it all, I hate content now. I hate 99% of it because you didn't write it. I can tell ChatGPT wrote it. I see people speaking now. They're like doing videos, and it is clear that ChatGPT wrote what they are saying word for word. Now, if your only goal is views and follows, if your only goal is to build an influencer account, live your life. I don't think it's a good idea, and I don't want to follow you because like literally the language patterns of it make me want to pull my lower lip over my head and swallow. But it is general, it is generic, it is devoid of personality, it is really clockable in terms of the sentence structure. And I just tune out. My brain immediately turns off. The second you start the thing you're going to say with, you're not having a breakdown, you're just on the verge of a breakthrough. It's not that you're broken. It's all contrast framing, which also sucks because contrast framing is a valid and useful writing technique when used appropriately. But that's neither here nor there. Here's the thing. You can't be a thought leader if I don't know what your thoughts are. You can't. If you are using AI of some sort to help you organize your thoughts, like you wrote an essay or a script and you maybe use it to help you structure things to make sure that your flow is logical, cool, maybe. But the second you're using it to write for you, I no longer trust that you know anything. I don't trust that you know what you're talking about. I don't trust that you have researched. I don't trust that your knowledge is embodied. I don't trust that you're coming to this from a place of your own lived experience, education, and synthesis. In the personal development world and the coaching world, the big names, the stars, created their own frameworks. Now, even if you didn't create a framework out of whole cloth, right? Any program you've taken from me, I created it. I made it up. ChatGPT never made up one of my programs. I made it up. Now, that doesn't mean all of the work that I do is entirely original. Obviously, I am studied in my field. I have read books. I have trained with other coaches. I have learned tools, techniques, methodologies, NLP, EFT. I have tools that I rely on in my work. I am also trained in other fields, and I bring my experience from other things I've learned into this work. And I'm consuming culture, pop culture, movies, fiction, right? Music. I'm consuming other things and I'm pulling that into my work. And I am having a lived experience, right? So my programs are the result of my study in my field, my outside experiences, my own lived experiences, the conversations I'm having with my peers and with clients, and then me going inward, synthesizing what I feel is the most helpful, the most valuable, the most useful, the most transformative, testing it on myself, testing it then with a small group of people, private clients, friends, synthesizing that data, developing it into a curriculum that can be repeated and giving it to people. I'm not using an LLM for that. And the people that you admire in your field, they didn't use an LLM for that. They created their work from their own brain, from their own inception, from their own life experience, from their own conversations. And even if they were taking pieces of other things they've learned, it was still them doing the synthesizing, them putting the pieces together in their way, putting their spin on it, and turning it into their own unique flavor and sharing that. That's what attracted you to that teacher. That's what made you interested in that person, was their take on something maybe that you had even experienced or heard before, but the way they were doing it was somewhat different. That's what makes you interested in them. Trying to skip the line, trying to jump to industry leadership by asking a robot whose only job is to say the thing that sounds like it would be the right answer to this question, because that is how that technology works. Not the accurate thing, not the best thing. It just says the thing that it thinks based on its programming sounds like the correct answer to the question, even if it's totally made up drivel. That thing is not going to give you the embodied synthesis of information required for you to demonstrate to people that they should pay money to follow you. It's not gonna happen. There's no way for ChatGPT to do that. And in an online landscape where so much of the content you're going to interact with on a day-to-day basis is clearly written by an AI tool, the way to stand out as a thought leader is to be thinking and expressing your own damn thoughts in your own damn words. And I know that we all got excited. All of us who put out a lot of emails, for example, got excited at the idea that there might be a tool that would let you write all your launch emails, for example, in an hour. That would be great. Except it doesn't. It will write a bunch of launch emails for you. They won't sound like you. They won't have the depth, the specificity, the nuance, the quirks, the personality, the slightly rambliness. It won't have you in it. You will be indistinguishable. I don't care how fucking good your prompt is. It will still clearly be written by someone else enough, not even someone else, by a computer. Enough for me to not be able to tell as a consumer whether or not you know your shit. Because chat is not going to be there with us inside your program. Chat's not going to be there with us on a coaching call. Chat's not going to be there for the work that you want me to pay you for. How can I trust that you really know what you're talking about? How can I trust that this is your work, that this is your embodied knowledge, that this is something you've lived, that you've tested on yourself, versus like you asked chat for a coaching program that sounded good and it gave it to you. And then you just did exactly what it said. And you said, great, now give me marketing emails for this. Great, now give me posts based on this. And you just did exactly what chat said. I could ask chat for that. I don't need to pay you. I don't need to hire you for that. You are undermining your credibility by trying to trade in your authenticity for efficiency. And I get it. It is time consuming to need to sit down and write 15 emails. It's hard. It might be a full day of writing and then another day of editing and then another day of scheduling. It might be kind of annoying to need to do that. But if that is what it takes for my customers and potential customers to be able to trust that I know what I'm talking about, that the things that I'm talking about are coming from my own brain, my own views, my own emotion. When they get into a coaching container with me, they know who they're getting because they've watched me think in real time. They've heard me articulate my views. They've heard me explain my frameworks. They've watched me demonstrate my skill in real time. There's no chat GPT on this podcast. You're hearing my real thoughts. You're hearing the way that I process information. You're hearing the way that I deliver information. And hopefully you will be able to know from that whether or not you're like, yeah, I would work with this person. I trust this person. I would want to be in a coaching container with this person because the way that they think things through, the insights that they have, the frameworks that they bring to the table are trustworthy. I can rely on them. I want their brain as a thought partner. You're not going to be able to deliver that experience for people if every single word they hear coming out of your face was written by ChatGPT. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. The trends right now are bad. And if you want to stand out as a trustworthy source, as a thought leader, as an industry leader, as a person that people should listen to and can trust and should follow, then even though it saves you a lot of time to use chat to generate content, you got to stop. You got to stop your ums, your spaces, the way that you think, your run-on sentences, your tangents, your slight disorganization. They are proof that you are a human being with your own brain and your own lived experiences, bringing your unique viewpoints to the table, putting your own thoughts on the line, exposing yourself to real risk because they are your real thoughts and feelings, and letting people interact with them. There's no way around it. Everyone can tell now. Everyone can tell now. And I'm telling you, I see ads all day, every day, and I click on them and I get to the page and the page is written in chat language. I click away. I saw an ad that was beautiful for a, women entrepreneur founders networking mastermindy weekend in New York. And the ad looked beautiful. I clicked on it. The entire page was written by chat. I don't know if there are real people. I don't know if I'm going to show up and the whole thing is going to be like a Carolyn Calloway nightmare. I don't trust it. I'm out. I click away immediately. I don't know those people. I don't know that a real person is going to be there to greet me when I land in New York. I don't trust it. I'm gone. I'm not paying you thousands of dollars. There was probably a short window when it worked and everybody could get away with it. And now that window is closing. There's many, many reasons to be on the ditch ChatGPT, ditch Claude, ditch your AI support train. But I'm telling you right now, if for no other reason, do it because you are losing your audience's trust. You are missing out on potential new customers. And there will be people who never get to experience how good your work really is because they don't trust that you know what you're talking about because you're not talking. I love you so much. I hope that this hit the way that you needed it to and it was helpful for you, even if it felt confronting. And even if you're like, no, you will pry ChatGPT from my cold dead fingers. Like, just really think about this. Go about your day to day and notice how you as a consumer are reacting to posts, videos, sales pages that you can tell were not written by the person selling you the thing. And just notice if it affects your trust and how. And if you notice that for you, it makes you less likely to buy, then know that other people are having that experience with your content as well. That's all I have for you today. Okay, love you. Bye.
That's our episode for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. I know there are so many things that you could be doing with your day, so many things you could be listening to, and it means so much that you are here in this community. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment, share it on social media, and tag me at Intuitive Edge Coaching. Share it with a biz bestie who you think needs to hear it and will appreciate it. And take a moment to to subscribe, and to leave a 5-star review wherever you are listening. It helps me grow this show, and it helps us grow and sustain this brilliant community of entrepreneurs dedicated to doing the inner work. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, love you. Bye.